Hello and welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
That's right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm your host, Brian, joined by the other host,
Karen.
And for this episode, our main topic is going to be about the Lord of the Lost show we went to go see with Wednesday 13 and the Birthday Massacre.
Yep.
But before we get to there, we're trying this new segment stuff out, so let's dive into the headlines. But I guess before we get there, we always start with new music we've been listening to, or just music we've been listening to.
What did I listen to this week?
I have been spending a lot of time looking at Thunderflex, which is a subscription service we had until the end of January.
Yesterday.
Yeah, we're recording this on February 1st. We had it till February 31st. We had a little trial with 31st. It. Yeah, sorry. And it's a fun little streaming service. We've tried other ones like Quello. Veeps was one we tried. This is a metal and rock specific, so that's basically all they have. They have documentaries, they have movies on there as well, some like horror movies, because you know metal and horror go hand in hand. I think not necessarily.
I'm not a horror fan, but it's fine.
But documentaries and all that kind of stuff. So we were just playing with the free trial, and I watched a lot of that this week. So that's what I spent most of my time consuming music on.
Yeah. I'm trying to think, like every day I kind of, like at work, I'd listen to something different.
You did send me a playlist from Spotify.
Oh, yeah. What was that?
I can't remember. Maybe it was the Halo Effects. They just announced we said that last time that they were doing it.
Halo Effect Radio. Yeah. And there was a lot of new bands. I forgot. Yeah, I listened to this like 2 days.
You said there were a lot of new bands you found. And my first question to you was, are they AI? Because it was on Spotify you found it.
Yes, it is on Spotify. I looked up like 7 of them and they were all real bands.
Oh, awesome.
So hopefully they continue to be. But I didn't look up every single band because I wasn't looking at my phone every single time that new band came on. But
and it feels kind of hard, like not hard, but it kind of shitty that that's what you have to do nowadays is kind of look up like, I've never heard of this band before. Are they real? That's the shitty thing about having AI on your platform is now for people who care, you have to like
go back and forth.
We talked about this a few weeks ago in the headlines that Bandcamp said, no, we're not doing this for that reason. So, or that's one of the reasons they're doing it for. So I wish more platforms like Spotify would do that, but I don't think they have an incentive to. So that's too bad. I'll have to check out that playlist. You said you really enjoyed it, like 2 days or so you would listen to it?
Yeah, I think I kept going back to it because of some of the bands on the playlist itself, like Bloody Falls, Orbiculture's on there, which we are aware of. There's a band, Parasite Inc., that's on there, Eyes of Enemy. Anyways, I don't want to go through the whole playlist and just read them, but I don't know. It just think of Orbiculture and Halo Effect, and then almost all the bands. I don't want to say sound the same, but just have the same
that similar vibe and feel to it. Parasite Inc. for some reason is ringing a bell for me.
Oh, really?
It sounds really familiar.
We haven't seen them, I don't think.
I don't think so. I'm wondering if I've heard of them just in shuffling and whatnot.
Maybe.
It sounds so familiar to me, but it's not ringing a bell in terms of like a song or something, just the name itself.
Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, it didn't ring a bell when I heard it, so I'm not sure.
Interesting. I'll have to check those out for sure. That sounds awesome. I know you sent it to me, and I haven't listened to it yet, but it's one of those things like I need to. But, I wasn't on Spotify that much, so there, I'll chalk it up to that.
Okay.
Anywho, moving into the headlines, starting off, I just saw this that, last week, one of the big things that happened in the last episode or last week or so was the new Megadeth album, the final Megadeth album, their self-titled Megadeth. And already people apparently was like, it's been a rumor for a while, and I guess it makes sense, but Dave Mustaine has said or talked about, or people have asked him about a solo album. And it's coming up again now that the final album is over. People are asking him like this one particular article from a magazine or whatnot, not going to go into who it was or whatnot, but apparently they're asking like, is a solo album off the table? And he's like, it's not yet. Like it could happen down the road. And I guess my thought is the new album just came out. They have like 10 years of the final tour yet to play because that tour is going to go on for fucking ever. You know that. Yeah. So if there's a solo album, it's not coming out for a very long fucking time. And it's just kind of, to me, it's weird that this is coming up the next week after the last album. It's like, well, that album's done. What's the next thing you're doing? It's like, live with this album for a bit, fuckers. Like, let's live with that.
That's true. Like that whole thing, like just let them, go on the tour for their final tour and like all that stuff. And like, don't be like, well, what are you going to do next? Because in my mind, it's like die. Like he's getting old. He's having issues and stuff like that. It's like, like let him just bask in this before.
And he's a creative motherfucker too. So, I mean, he's going to, I don't know, but I can feel, I would assume that he wants to produce music or write music, create art. He wants to keep doing it. He's an artist. So he's going to do that, I think, probably till the day he dies, like you said.
Yeah.
And if he releases it, whatever, he's going to do it for himself possibly, which might be the best stuff he does because he's doing it for himself. But yeah, I don't know. It's like, I don't know. Just let it, give it time to live, this new thing, like you were saying.
Maybe people are just rumoring on that because it's like they're being like, oh, Megadeth's that's gonna be done, you know, like sort of thing. So then it's like, oh, let's go back, you know, because a lot of people do that. Like a band will take a hiatus or a break or something so that a solo thing could happen or whatever.
Yeah.
But I probably wouldn't check that out if Dave Mustaine did a solo album.
I'd check it
It's
out.
not Megadeth's not my favorite.
That's
His voice
true.
isn't my favorite. Like
That's
it's
true.
just not something that I'm.
You're also not a very guitar forward person, and that's definitely going to be guitar forward for sure.
Yeah.
Any case, moving on, the next headline we have, again, a couple weeks ago, we brought up a story about how Jay left Suicidal Tendencies. Well, they just announced their new drummer this week, X, or Xavier Ware, or Ware.
I would say where.
Not sure where he came from. I think he did some stuff for like Drumeo, which is like that those YouTube videos we've watched. So he's got some stuff out there, I think, in like social media or on platforms and whatnot of him drumming. So I think that's where he kind of came from.
Oh, okay.
But I don't know a whole lot about him. And yeah, kind of cool to see that they got their new drummer pretty quickly. And then we have another new band, sort of a super band, I guess you might want to call her. Maybe not. Maybe I wouldn't go that far. But Chuck D from Public Enemy and John Densmore. Mm-hmm. And John Densmore from The Doors are forming a new band. And, you know, those are two iconic bands. They're taking elements from both of the names to come up with their new name. So it's four letters. It's D-O from The Doors and then P-E from Public Enemy. So their new band is called Dope. Kind of cool, except for one little problem. There's already a fucking band called Dope. So that's a weird choice. I get where they're coming from, but that's a weird fucking choice for a name of a band.
So as soon as I thought about it, or when I saw this article, my first thought was maybe they need to be like dopey, like add an extra O or something to it, from like The Doors or whatever, like have an extra O and then be like, because one O ain't free, because like the oxymoron thing where it's like two R's aren't free.
Yeah, because they did the same thing, right? There was a punk band in like UK or something.
Yeah,
they tried to get
oxymorons. So they try to like buy the name or like keep the name or whatever, and so they have 3 R's now because 2 R's ain't free.
Like I don't know, dopey like you said, or dope or however you said it. You could do like Public Doors, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah.
You can do something more fun or more original than dope.
Or make up a brand new name.
Or
like,
that,
why do you need to bring in your other bands? I don't know.
I don't know.
I mean, I don't really listen to Public Enemy or The Doors or know them. So
yeah, I'm not the biggest Doors fan or Public Enemy.
Yeah.
Honestly, I do like some of the Doors, but I never really gravitated toward them.
Yeah. Dope though. I like Dope. So.
the band Dope. Yes. The original Dope. Yeah, whatever. Moving along, I like this story. This was a fun one I saw, but the Orlando Magic are on this losing streak, or I lost a home game, and some people who worked there are apparently saying Ghost, the band who played there the night before, or a couple nights before, the venue is now cursed because of that. They have, this article had like quotes from people who worked there, and they were basically saying stuff like, yeah, I was at the Ghost show. I was actually kind of pissed I had to be there because here they are just singing all this shit about Satan and just repeating Lucifer over and over. And I really don't like that. I do think that's why we lost our game, basically. So I don't know if that's genuine somebody's feelings about it, if they actually think that, you know,
I mean, there's
it's
people
cursed.
out there that think that.
And it's in Florida. Like, they're not necessarily the brightest
happens,
down there at times.
It's a fucking band.
It's fake. It's not real.
Oh my God.
And your stupid sports ball team, who, let's be fair, like, come on, were they ever relevant? You had Shaq back in the day, but I don't know. The Magic.
About the game. Or the sports team. But
when I think of basketball, I don't think of Orlando Magic by any means. So blaming Ghosts for your shitty team playing shittily, like, I don't know.
Well, it's just, I mean, it just goes to anything where, I mean, what if it was a Christian band there the night before and then they lost? It's like,
right.
What are you going to say then? Nothing?
Yeah.
Like, oh shit, we suck because we suck.
Yeah.
Like, it's just, I mean.
Satanic panic, I guess.
It's so stupid. That stuff really pisses me off when people put,
yeah,
you know, like say that it's the music's bad or the music's satanic or whatever. I don't know.
So that was the second ghost story I saw, and that one that made me chuckle and kind of laugh. The other one that I was going to throw in here and didn't really put in here was the fact that they had to cancel 3 shows.
Oh, because of ice.
Yeah, because of ice, like the weather ice.
Weather ice.
Yes.
Sorry.
It was if you're unaware, in the U.S. we got fucked in the face by a massive fucking storm, and we barely got it here in Chicago. We did get some really cold temperatures. Negative like 45 degrees wind chill at times, a little bit of snow, but down south where they don't typically get ice or snow, they got a bunch of that.
Yeah.
States of emergency or public warnings for like all over the place.
I mean, I think Orlando was like 24 degrees or 14 degrees.
Yeah, that's insanely cold for them.
Very cold.
Any case, because of this, Ghost had to cancel 3 of their shows, and I was just gonna call that like, hey, that's a good thing. It sucks that you had to miss your show. It really does suck, but the band is looking after their safety and your safety.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Like
there's a lot of times here around this area, like they wouldn't cancel. They'd be like, yeah, we're still doing it.
There was a show, Death Angel, I think, late last year, and it was after Thanksgiving.
Yeah, the Saturday after Thanksgiving,
and we got hit with another snowstorm, so we had to miss that. The show wasn't canceled, but yeah, the band safety, your safety. You missed this show, which sucks. We've missed shows and I hate it. But there's always the next show.
Yeah.
And, you have to look out for your safety and the band's safety. And I was going to call that out just being like, hey, it sucks, but it's a good thing. The only reason I'm bringing it up now is it's a good segue between the Ghost story and now the Sabaton story we have. Which Sabaton is delaying their tour, which is about to kick off here real soon, due to health issues. I think you said inflammation was the issue. Somebody has some inflammation, which... could be a serious health related issue, so you have to get that under control.
They didn't really put any details in their announcement other than that, so I'm just speculating that it could be something very dangerous.
Yeah. We actually had tickets to this show up in Milwaukee because we couldn't go to the Chicago show. We had other commitments, so we couldn't make it to that. And we're going to the Milwaukee one. We still have our tickets because it's postponed and not canceled.
Yeah.
You still have your tickets. You're not getting your money back.
And it's Live Nation, so we probably won't have that option to sell back.
Right. And who knows if the show's going to sell out?
Yeah.
One of those things. So who's going to buy resale if you can buy normal sale tickets? I would choose that any day of the auction or any day of the week.
Yeah. This happened to us with Ginger once, where we were going up to Milwaukee when it was canceled. And with that one, we couldn't go to the next show because I don't remember what day that was, but it was like a weekend or whatever, so we could go. And then the rescheduled show was on a Tuesday in April.
Yeah.
I don't remember what date it was, but I just remember it was on a Tuesday. It's like, well, we can't go to Milwaukee on a Tuesday.
Yeah.
So this one, who knows when they're gonna re-announce the dates?
Yeah, so we might not be able to go to it,
or we might have something already, depending on when they do it.
So I wish they would have just canceled it straight up. Like, we will be back, we will reschedule this, but we're canceling it for now. We'll have an announcement come out. It's going to be the same band, same everything. But yeah, unfortunately, we do have to cancel this. You get your money back, and then you can buy in. And depending on how the schedule works, maybe we can make it to the Saltstead show here in Chicago.
Yeah.
So that's a little frustrating to me that it's not canceled, and this is the kind of...
Yeah, I think that is frustrating when they do that.
Yeah, so I don't know. A little upset about that, but who knows? It might work out perfectly.
Maybe it will, yeah.
So I don't know.
Yeah.
This was also going to be at the new venue in Milwaukee that I want to check out, but also don't want to check out because fuck that venue.
I know.
Long live the rave.
We were only going because we couldn't go to Chicago. Yeah.
Yeah, for our next story, Neil Young is sort of saying fuck you to Donald Trump and ICE as well as Amazon. And he pulled all of his music from Amazon, I think, as well as he gave all of his catalog to Greenland for free for 1 year.
And what's Greenland going to do with that?
It's a cool gesture. It's kind of cool. Like, hey, this particular group of people can have my access to my music for free. But the fact that it's like for 1 year, like, it's a cool gesture, but at the same time, it's, I don't know, whatever. It's out there to grab headlines and get people to talk about it, I guess, more than anything else.
His name out there, maybe?
Maybe. I don't think he necessarily needs help with that. Like, he's a pretty big name.
I'm trying to think of a Neil Young song.
Yeah, I don't know anything either.
Yeah, that's exactly. So now we're talking about him and we don't even know what the fuck he sings.
But you know Neil Young. I've heard
Neil Young. The name.
I'm sure if you heard some of his popular music, you would be like, oh shit, all right, I guess I didn't know that was Neil Young. Real quick, I guess let's look up Neil Young songs. Okay, I take it back. I know some of his songs. Heart of Gold, Old Man, are the two that I know the most and enjoy the most. And I think I do have Old Man on my classic rock playlist. So again, it's a cool gesture, getting it out, raising awareness for a particular issue that he, doesn't support, as well as saying, I don't like the politics of this monopoly, this giant fucking giant ass fucking monopoly of Amazon, which they are fucking massive. So
yeah,
it's a cool gesture. What's it actually going to do in the long run? I don't know that, other than grab headlines and raise awareness, as we've said.
Yeah, that's true.
In any case, final story, I guess, along those lines, like maybe, I don't know, in terms of, I don't know what the fuck I'm saying here, but in any case, the Deftones have sold their catalog, it sounds like, to Warner Group, or Warner Music Group. And the only reason I brought this up or wanted to talk about this is not too long ago, I think we talked about it in an episode or 666, I can't remember where, but Slipknot sold their catalog
I think
as
we
well.
talked about it. Yeah.
So a very similar thing here. In the particular article that we were reading before recording this, they do sort of call out that this may have happened a couple of years ago. And, this is coming on, Deftones are fucking massive right now. I think tonight is the Grammys. They're up for a Grammy, which I don't give two fucks about.
I remember last summer when their album was coming out, so in Chicago, they have where construction's happening and shit like that. I know New York and probably LA has it as well, but I don't even know what it's called, but they plaster the flyers.
Yeah, on, these giant posters on walls and shit.
On the boards that are boarding up the construction or whatever. But they had those out, and you really don't, for the music we listen to, you really don't see that. You see it a lot with rap artists and stuff like that. But
theirs was, the ones the Deftones had up was the entire wall just over and over, overlapping each other and whatnot. It was kind of cool to see.
We saw people tearing it down.
Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Yeah. So anyways, this article does say that they've blown up with because their music is used on TikTok and stuff like that. So it's a new generation of listeners who are listening to it, which makes sense because I think you shared I don't listen to Deftones and I didn't know any of their music, and you kind of shared some songs with me, I think last summer, and it was high school bullshit songs.
Yeah, there's one album I tried to listen. So I never got into the Deftones. I've never been into them. We've ran into several people either going to shows or walking home even. We were walking down the street and just ran into this dude. Yeah. And we were talking to him for a bit. And he's like, oh, I fucking love the Deftones. I listened to, all the stories are basically the same. My older brother was into metal and whatnot, and they got me into Deftones. And that's what was my entry into metal. And they think about their brother introducing them, or their older sibling introducing them to music, which was Deftones, and they love them, blah, blah, blah. And they were super excited for the new album. I never got into it. I tried to listen to one of the albums, and it felt like this album was just bitching about high school issues. Yeah. And it's what the fuck is this all about? Which
makes sense for the TikTok audience. If that's what's kind of rising their numbers right now.
I don't buy that TikTok thing. It could be. I'm not on TikTok, so I don't know how influential their music is or used within TikTok trends and bullshit like that. I fucking hate TikTok, honestly. I see the little kids out there doing the little arm things. I'm like, you stupid fucking loser. You look like an asshole.
But that's not all TikTok is.
No,
I'm not defending TikTok by any means.
That's not all TikTok is, but that's, to me, that's my perception of TikTok is just people doing those stupid fucking dances. And we always see me. I walk right through them because I'm not fucking stopping for you to hold your phone and do this bullshit thing. Whatever. Going off on a rant. It could be TikTok. I think it's more of, this was 20 years ago and we're 20 years older. We're now adults with adult jobs and have adult money and disposable income.
Pay for it.
So I think the early 2000s music is going to see a huge resurgence over the next 5 to 10 years because of that's who we are. I think you saw the same thing in the 90s with shit from the 80s, or I guess early 2000s with shit from the 80s. There's always that resurgence of the stuff when we were kids. Now that we're adults, we want to relive our childhood a little bit. I think that's what's fueling this, honestly. But I could be wrong. I don't know anything about TikTok or those numbers or anything like that. So it could be fueling that for sure. But yeah, I don't know. That was it for the news. A bit longer this week than I thought it was going to be, but a decent amount.
I feel like it was shorter. I don't know.
Oh, really? Okay. I don't know. This is only our 4th or 5th time doing this, so we're still working our way through it, which includes our next segment, which is In the Studio. And we have quite a few new albums that got announced this week. There's a metalcore band I've never heard of, Mire, Mire.
Okay.
But they have a new album coming out called Pale Reflection on April 10th. I know you're into metalcore, maybe not as much anymore, but might be one that you want to check out.
I can check that out.
Another metalcore band, though, Era, with Silence Outlives the Earth. Awesome fucking album name. I really like that album
I
name.
am not a fan of Era, though.
You did say, I could have sworn you loved Era.
Never liked them.
But this new album is coming out March 6th, so if you're interested in that, there you go.
Probably not.
We have some black metal. I'm going to get this name wrong, and I apologize. It's Kekhtaarakh. Kucker. Nope. Just going to stop me right there. Cut.
I don't know how to say that.
Yeah, what their new album Morning Star is coming out March 27th. I'm into black metal. I'll check that out. That could be kind of fun. Another one I'm going to get wrong.
Nervosa.
Nervosa? Is that how you would say that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I feel like we've seen them before.
Have we? I don't think we have.
Nervosa. Yeah,
maybe we have.
The name sounds so familiar.
Slave Machine is their new album coming out April 3rd. They are a thrash band out of Brazil. So I would fuck with that.
Yeah.
It's thrash and it's out of a different country. So hopefully there's a lot of influences from their culture into this album as well. I love that kind of shit. So that's one I'll be on the lookout for sure. Well, you look a little bit up into Nervosa, or if we've seen them. I don't think we have, but you're going to look into that.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure we haven't. Another band we have is Desert Storm with Buried Under the Weight of Reason on March 6th. Don't know anything about this band, but okay. And finally, not finally, we have another UK black metal. Well, black metal, but this one's from UK. Or these guys are from UK, sorry. And I'm going to get this wrong. It's Winter Fylleth. Winter Fylleth.
I think it's Winter Falleth.
Winter Falleth. That is a much better pronunciation than I had originally. I am sorry.
I could be saying that wrong. Phyleth?
No,
Winter Fyleth?
Maybe.
But
either way, it's much better than what I tried.
Withaka?
Yeah, I don't know what I said. It was not anywhere close. See, again, my dyslexia, whenever I just see a word that I don't know, I just give up and pick like one or two syllables and fuck with that from that point. In any case, their album, The Undying Season, is out on March 27th. And then finally, the album I am super, super fucking excited for is Interwoven by Uada, which will be out April 10th. And apparently it's an acoustic album.
That's awesome.
So they stole the show for me a couple years ago at Milwaukee Metal Fest. They were fucking phenomenal.
We only saw like 2 songs, like the last 2 songs of theirs, and I wish we would have seen the whole set.
Just their performance and everything. Oh my God, it's so fucking good.
But they're going to be back at Milwaukee Metal Fest this year, and we are for sure going to make sure that we see the full set.
And hopefully maybe we'll have some of this acoustic shit.
That'd be awesome. Yeah.
Maybe
it'll
it's
be
all
after April
acoustic.
10th.
I don't know. I'm excited to see that. They're not a band. They're a black death metal band, right? So I would expect them not to do acoustic. So hearing them do acoustic shit could be a lot of fun, or it could just be complete and total disaster. I don't think it's going to be, because looking ahead, or I guess we're in the studio. The next segment we have is new music, which Uada had a new song come out as well. A cover of Nirvana's Something in the Way.
Yeah, that was good.
And we listened to that. It's fucking good. Yeah. There are moments where the voice I didn't like toward the middle section, middle end, but it did come around. It all really, really did work very, very fucking well. It's a great rendition of that song. I believe that's also the song that they used for like the main music of the last Batman movie, which is, I think it's just The Batman or whatever the fuck it's called. It was a great movie, and it was a great choice for that song to be used in it. And just Uda's take on this it's fucking awesome. It was a great, great song. Also this week we had Motionless in White with Afraid of the Dark, which made me think of the old Nickelodeon show, Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Oh.
And I was like, that'd be kind of cool.
Whenever I hear anything of like Afraid of the Dark or whatever, I always think of Iron Maiden.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Fear of the Dark.
Fear of the Dark.
Right,
I don't know.
That makes sense, I guess. In any case, this song, we did listen to this as well. I didn't like it.
I didn't care for it.
I did not like this
I remember
track.
asking you like halfway through, I'm like, who is this?
Yeah.
And you're like, Motionless in White. I'm like, it is? But they're all over the place anyways.
They are.
So,
they have some tracks that I really like. There's the one that we always listen to on
Werewolf?
YouTube. Is that what it is? Werewolf?
I don't know. That's just one that came to mind.
That could be it, because they are like acting as like werewolves and shit, and they do say werewolf in it.
Yeah.
So I don't know the song name. I know the music video when it comes on.
Yeah.
I really like that track. we saw them live. We went to see them. I knew nothing about them, and I remember loving that
Yeah,
show.
it was good.
But it was all over the place there too. Like you said, like the music style. Like I thought it was a Ice Nine knockoff where they're using a bunch of movies and not just horror movies, because they had like a Terminator song, they had like Matrix song and some shit. So they did like a whole segment around. It felt like around movies and whatnot, not just horror movies.
If you say knockoff, I would say it the other way around, because I believe Motionless in White's been around.
Was first.
Like doing.
Sure,
Yeah,
and that could be, but
first.
like my first introduction would have been
I know.
Ice Nine. So
Yeah.
to me,
Yeah.
Motionless is sort of the second band because of their second one I discovered. In any case, it was really weird. By the end of that show, I fucking fell in love with them. They put on an insanely good show. I want to see them live again. And some of their music I really like. If I had heard this song first before seeing them, I don't think I would have been eager to see the show. Which is why I like to see people live before listening to their music, to have the live experience impact me. Because this will definitely be a song that they put into their set list going forward for the new run.
Probably. Yeah.
And it's just a song I didn't care for as much as their other stuff.
Yeah.
There were a couple other ones that we didn't really listen to, and actually there was a lot more, but those were the two new tracks we listened to this week. Oh wait, no, there was Okaya, yeah. Angel Wing. I actually did not listen to this.
Oh, you didn't?
No, I did not. Why don't you say who Okaya is and how do we know about this band?
We were at a local restaurant bar.
Yeah,
thing,
like one of our favorite places to go around our house.
And just sitting at the bar, and like this guy sits down next to us, and it's kind of awkward for a little bit. Like he cheers you a few times, doesn't really say anything, and then all of a sudden he's like, "Who's on your sweater?" And you were wearing Behemoth or whatever. Start talking about music. We start talking about death metal bands, or whatever. And he's like, "Well, I'm in a band," or I don't remember how that all came about, but I think he was a little like timid to say that he was in a band, and it's like, no, like throw that shit out there or whatever. So it's Okaya, Ohkaya. But they have a small list of songs on Spotify. But Angel Wings was their final track, I think, to their album Angel Wings.
Oh, really?
So the album is done, I believe. Yeah.
Is it out now, or is it just?
Yeah.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So because on Spotify it said album released.
Okay.
And it was like the final song on there or whatever. So.
I did listen to some of the stuff when we were in the car going to Iowa like a week or so ago, and it wasn't bad.
Yeah.
I did like their stuff.
Yeah, Ether I really like. It's very Bad Omen-ish metalcore.
Yeah.
So it's not that heavy. He did say that like Angel Wings is their heaviest song, which there are heavy parts, but from my liking of music, it's not heavy.
Does he do the real guttural screams?
A couple times, yeah.
Because when we were sitting there chatting with him at the bar, he's like, I love Will Ramos. I want to have a voice like his. And he's sitting at the bar and he's like,
yeah. He's like, can you do it? And you're like, no.
Nope. And then like the couple next to us are like, what the fuck is I go to the bathroom, I come out and he's like now buddy with this couple, which is fucking awesome. So he just need to warm up a bit to chat with people for sure.
Yeah. But anyways, great band. He said that they haven't done any shows or anything, but hopefully now that they have an album out, hopefully they get picked up at a show or something.
Yeah, do something around the city for sure. It'd be really cool to see.
Yeah, I listened to them a lot over the last, what was that, like 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago or so? Like, yeah, they've been on my rotation. I don't know if I've talked about that yet.
I don't think you have, no.
Yeah.
There was one song you did play for me. They did a cover of Hoser's Take Me to Church.
Take Me to Church, yeah.
Which was one of your favorite songs.
Yeah, it was really good.
I thought it was good. I don't know. His voice is good, don't get me wrong, but I didn't like the style he sung it in for like Hozier just does it so much better. If he would have done more of that guttural scream or yells during the Take Me to Church, I thought that would have been amazing, like so much better. He does do it a few parts in that song, but I wish there was more of that in that track for me, for my mixing and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it was a good song too, a good cover of Take Me to Church. But yeah, that's the new music for the week. Let's make a quick pit stop over to the merch table and take a look there. How was that for a transition?
Your favorite segment?
I do really like this segment, and I didn't think we would have much, but we've basically done this every week except for 1 week, I think.
Oh, really? I thought we've had something every week.
There's 1 week we didn't do it, but there's been shit that popped up that I really liked. First off, we have Dark Throne with their 40th anniversary box set. I don't know much about this band. Apparently, they're really big in the black metal scene and very influential. Apparently, according to what I read.
They're all.
Are they
over the
really?
place. Yeah, like every record store would have
Really?
their album. Yeah.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think we've seen Dark Throne, haven't we?
Have we really?
Yes.
You're gonna try to look this up again, and we just talked about how our spreadsheet's not good for searching.
Yeah, it's not good.
This is the thing. We've seen a lot of bands that we just don't remember.
Yeah.
Would it have been at like Decibel or something?
I'm not sure.
In any case, while you look that up, I'll go over this real quick. For $300, you get 9 albums, a DVD box set. Let's see what they have in here. Apparently, it focuses on their pure black metal era, with 9 of their albums.
Oh, their early stuff.
Their earlier mid shit.
Yeah.
Starting in 1992 with A Blaze in the Northern Sky, going all the way down to 2004, Sonic Wrath. And the 9 albums they had, including those 2, so the 7 other albums in between there. Total Death, Under the Funeral Sun, and so on. It then comes with a 48-page booklet, and then a DVD, a rare live 1996 performance in Oslo. That would be kind of cool. And a selection of posters and prints. So similar, I guess, to like the Metallica treatment with their deluxe box sets, but for sort of like the studio album across this era. I think this is really cool. It's probably not something I'm interested in getting right now.
$300?
It's $300.
Yeah.
Maybe someday we'll, add this to the list and maybe pick it up because it's, if you want them, you get 9 of their albums here. So that's really cool. Plus some live shit and a DVD and all that kind of cool shit. So I like when bands do this sort of box set for sure. And if you're into the band, there you go. $300 and you can get that, which I guess isn't that bad for 9 albums, 10 albums if you could put the live in there as well. So.
Yeah. It's not that bad.
And then next for our merch table, we have 2 Metallica items. The first is their Doc Martens that they just released, which I don't know if they still have them on sale. They do still have them on their website for sale. They have just a solid black one, which is a 5th member exclusive. You have to be a member of their fan club to get that. It's free to join. We've talked about that before in the past. If you want to join, it's free. Go ahead and sign up for it. And then they have one which is sort of painted on the side with some really cool Metallica type artwork and whatnot, similar to the shoes for the Vans that I ended up getting. And then they have like a low top with that similar art or different art on there as well. The low tops are 180, and then those 2 high tops are 200 each, with varying availabilities left. I know we took a look just now at the 5th member, and a lot of those were sold out. I think the normal sort of art ones were available, and I think you can get those elsewhere, probably on Doc Martens' site as well. It feels weird to me to have the art on Doc Martens, because to me those are just like boots, and you want those to be black and normal or whatnot.
I mean, I've seen people have Doc Martens that have like the flowers on the side.
Oh, really?
And stuff like that. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah. It feels appropriate for Vans, but for, I guess, Doc Martens, I think of those as like work boots and whatnot. I've also, before this came out, a couple of times on like Instagram and Reddit and whatnot, and just random, I don't know how the fuck it pops up, but people talking about Doc Martens and how the quality apparently has gone like way down.
Oh, I've heard that. Yeah.
And I did not know that. Yeah. So
like they used to last for like years and years.
Yeah.
So for like that anymore.
$200 and questionable quality, I'm definitely going to pass this up.
I think it's like a lot of things. The quality has went down over the last couple of years.
Yes,
or not
for
a couple of years, but last 20 years.
And that was one of the things on Instagram. Somebody was saying like, hey, Doc Martens, the quality sucks. They eat up your heel, which you have a pair of Doc Martens, and you say they do the same thing.
There's like supposedly some socks that you can buy to wear so that they don't do that. But I mean, we only walked like 4 blocks and that's like my entire heel was like cut with blisters.
I did not know that, but
yeah, it was horrible.
This guy had his own boot company where he's like promoting, so he's like shitting on Doc Martens because of that. He's also saying the quality's gone down.
Yeah,
and he's like, hey, my boots right here, they're cheaper. They're made here in America. They're made by a small company, not this big corporation and whatnot. By me and my small team, help support us if you care about this. Yeah. And they look great. They look the same way as Doc Martens. Can't remember who that was, but I was like, if I wanted boots,
now that you're talking about it, maybe it'll pop up now.
Which I do want boots. I have some that work, so I'm just gonna keep the ones I have. Yeah. But whatever. So that was the first Metallica item. The second and last item here at the merch table I wanted to bring up. This is sort of old news. It's been around for a little over a year, maybe. But February is the last month you can do this. So Metallica, with their All Within My Hands Foundation, has been doing this blood drive, where if you go and you donate blood, or I think platelets, they said, you can get a free t-shirt. So you just go donate blood. You register through the All of My Hands website. I think there's like a find a place near me type button. And you click that, you probably make an appointment, you go do your blood work, and then a couple weeks later you get a shirt in the mail. And I've seen people post on Reddit like, hey, I got my shirt, here it is. And then they have like a little pic that sometimes they got as well, like a little All of My Hands blood drive pic in there as well. So a good way, again, that Metallica is just trying to give back to the community of go give blood and we'll give you a shirt. They don't have to give a shirt. They could just do like, hey, you should go give blood. We support this. And they'd still get fans to do it. But getting more people to like go out and get a limited edition shirt and blah, 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 all that. I'm actually considering possibly doing this here by the end of the month and getting the shirt. Like I have a lot of Metallica shirts, but it's a good way to get people out there. So they didn't have to do that. Good for them. I just want to throw that out there. So again, that I think runs through the end of February to get that free shirt. If you're interested, All Within My Hands website should have some information out there for you. But yeah, that wraps up the main gist of our show before the main topic of the show, which again is Lords of the Lost, with Wednesday 13 as your first opener and the Birthday Massacre as your second opener. Just 3 bands this time around. I really like the 3-band bill.
Yeah, it's nice.
4 is okay. 5 is pushing it unless you're at a festival. 6 or more is sort of like, all right, now this should have been a festival or some sort of, let's start before 6 o'clock type shit. Any case, I'm getting old. Any case, we saw this Saturday 31st last night for us.
January 31st.
Saturday, January 31st at Concord. Last night for us, as I had already said. And real quick, ticket prices for this were $37.50 with $9.49 in fees, 40 cents in tax, a fee rate of 25.31%. I guess let's dive into it. Wednesday 13 during his set did say this was a sold out show.
Yes, and on the marquee it did say sold out.
Did it say? Okay.
When I looked to see what time doors were, you could still click on the ticket button.
Okay, to buy tickets.
I don't know if that's like resell or what. Like I don't know how Concord does it. So.
The tickets were through AXS, not Ticketmaster, and they do allow probably for a resell period as well. I think for like sporting events, it's 2 hours before the event you can resell or something like that. So I assume it's the same here. When did you look for doors? Was that earlier that day?
Either that or the day before.
Or the day before, okay. Yeah, I don't know. I did not think it was sold out. I really, really wanted to go to this show when I saw the announcement, and I can't remember where I saw that. It was either through Metal Injection, through their like newsletter thing where we're getting a bunch of our news and whatnot from, or it was from a Riot Fest Presents email. And I didn't know
this was Riot Fest Presents.
Was it? Okay.
Yeah, so it's probably that.
Okay, so it was probably that. And they had like a little description about them. And I think it said it was like black rock, black metal, not black metal, but like black rock. And instantly in my head was like, it sounds a lot like to me how Cult of the Sun categorizes themselves as black rock. And I love Cult of the Sun. I went a couple years ago when I was going to Ireland is when I think I really went deep dive into them. And I fucking loved them, and I really want to see them live. I hope they come to the States sometime so we can see them live. But I was like, you know what? I'll take this. If this band is saying they're black rock, I like Cult of the Sun. I want to try that out as well. And then, of course, Wednesday 13. We've seen them. You like Wednesday 13 quite a bit. So I was like, fuck it. It's a win-win. I don't know who the Birthday Massacre is. Let's go check this out. And I did feel like it was a show that could sell out, mainly because it could have been that Riot Fest vibe, and I think those shows do sell pretty well. Because people love Riot Fest, and it's a different crowd than the normal metal crowd. So I was like, whatever. I want to try to get tickets. So I felt like we waited really late. We got these last month, early January, I feel like, is when we bought these tickets. Or maybe it was late December.
I feel like we got them last year.
Okay, maybe it was late December.
One of the first bands that we bought for this year.
So I wanted to jump on that to make sure for sure. But yeah, I guess that's setting the stage for our first band, Wednesday 13. Why don't you read off their set list for us?
Sure. They started with When the Devil Commands, Rotting Away, 1976-66. I don't know how to say that.
1976-66.
Is that how you say it?
I think that's how they say it, yeah.
Okay. In Misery, Summertime Suicide, Haunt Me, I Walked with a Zombie, Bad Things, and they ended with I Love to Say Fuck.
Oh, is that how the song is said? I love to say fuck?
Yeah.
I always thought it was like fuck you or something like that. I love to say fuck.
Yeah.
Because that's how he starts out. He comes out and he's like, I love to say fuck, and he's like saying fuck you to the crowd, fuck you, and he has this like little umbrella thing that he has. At the end of it too, it's kind of cool for it to be the final song, because he has like his stage manager come over and like show him the phone, like, hey, you need to wrap this up.
At first I was like, holy shit, like they're like getting kicked off the stage, and then when he did it like 2 or 3 more times, I'm like, oh no,
it's a bit, because then after that he's like, oh no, you don't tell me when I'm fucking done, fuck you, I'm gonna do it again, because fuck you. And then he does it again, and then the manager again comes out like, you gotta wrap this up. I'm not gonna wrap this up, fuck you, and goes back into it. But I mean, we've only seen him, this is our 3rd time I think we've seen Wednesday 13.
Yeah, I think so.
The first time was, I don't know, 2019, 2018.
Yeah.
At House of Blues.
Yeah, with Static X?
I don't think so. I thought it was, it could have been. I thought
Trivium.
No, I thought it was with Ravens Black, him, and Cradle of Filth. I thought that was the show.
Maybe, yeah.
But I could be wrong about that.
Yeah, it doesn't really matter. We didn't track our concerts back then, so.
Yeah, and I think that's when he came out like doing like the reverse crab crawl with like a mask on his face or something into these weird sort of stands and whatnot. But I mean, we've only seen him 3 times. The last time was just a couple months ago in LA when he was opening for the Vimic tribute show. And this felt, I need to look at that playlist or set list, but I don't think there was one posted.
No, I don't think there was one posted.
But I feel like this is the exact same
I feel like
thing.
it was very similar too. However, the Vimic show, or when he opened for the Vimic show, I do think there was more Murder Dolls in there.
Oh.
And a lot more I mean, it was like catered towards Joey. So it like, I don't know, I just enjoyed that show better than this one. I mean, I had fun here.
Yeah.
But like, I enjoyed that show a lot more. I don't know if it was just the, you know, like the vibe or like what it was, but
I do wish that you did call out the Murder Dolls aspect. That show is probably a few more Murder Dolls tracks in there, and I can't remember 100%, but there was one track I wanted, which was Dead in Hollywood, which was the first Murder Dolls single, I believe. It's the first one I remember, and I got really hooked on. And I was like, you should really play that. We're in LA, we're in Hollywood, Dead in Hollywood. Like we're celebrating Joey, who unfortunately is dead, but here we are, dead in Hollywood. All my heroes are dead in Hollywood. So like, to me, it fit the scene very well. I was kind of hoping for it this night, knowing I wasn't going to get it. But that is one song I do want to hear live at some point in my life. Would be awesome to hear Wednesday 13 play Dead in Hollywood from the Murder Dolls. Yeah. But again, really, really standard set. I felt like really fun set. They had a lot of fun.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's a lot of fun.
The crowd. So we didn't talk about this. We got there soon after doors opened. Not super late. 15 or so.
Maybe 6:15. But by the time we got through the code check, it was 6:40.
Yeah,
I remember seeing that.
So there was a line getting in, which whatever. Doors just opened. We went to the bathroom, did our coat check, went up to the main floor, and I do remember walking in being like, holy fuck, there's a lot of people here already. I was not expecting that. And a lot of people seemed like, not that they were there for Wednesday 13, but they were definitely into Wednesday 13. They were enjoying the vibe from the show, definitely bouncing around, singing, having a good time. I will say this, I didn't see a single mosh pit this
whole night. No.
Which is kind of weird, I felt like. Yeah. But maybe it's not that type of music, or I don't know.
Well, definitely not Birthday Massacre. But
yes.
Like this, it's whatever. I mean, it's more like a dancing music, but people aren't really dancing either. Yeah. I don't know.
But it is fun. 1976 is it's a fun song. It's just really catchy. I Walk with the Zombies, always a fun song as well.
I want bad things to happen to you.
Yes, I forgot about that.
I want very bad things. Yeah, no, I like Wednesday 13. It's a band that, like, I think up until the Vimic thing, like I didn't really listen to, and then after Vimic, I've listened to them more and more. But it's like, it's when I want like happy singing music.
Yes.
And most of the days I do not want happy singing music. So
I was trying to think about that for this show that we saw last night, for all the bands really. And it's sort of goth rockish a little bit to me. Like Wednesday 13 has goth elements for sure, but definitely more rocky. Like when I think of goth, I kind of have a vision of Wednesday 13, but not quite that. Like a little darker, you know what I mean? But it's fun. It was fun. They're catchy. And I think you said the same thing the very first time we saw Wednesday 13. You're like,
probably.
I
don't
really
remember the
liked
time.
that.
Yeah, I don't remember that time, but yeah, I'm sure I probably said something similar.
But this was fun. Again, it felt very similar, like a film set we've seen multiple times, even though we haven't. It's only our third time seeing this set. I kind of really want to see a headlining set, honestly.
Oh
now.
yeah, that'd be fun.
Like
yeah,
a longer set
bit
from
longer.
them, a lot more of the gimmicks and theatrics they put on. I think that would be a blast.
Yeah.
So it felt weird to me that they were the first opener. It really did feel weird to me. But a lot of people were there for the Birthday Massacre. I felt like.
Yeah. Oh yeah, definitely, because by the end of the show, I think there was more people when Wednesday 13 went on than the end of the show.
I think so.
Yeah.
There were also a lot of kids there that were there for the Birthday Massacre. I saw.
I only saw 2 kids.
I saw quite a few kids. But yeah, anything else for Wednesday 13 before moving on, I guess? No. As we said, we then had the Birthday Massacre, which apparently put on a very long set. I don't remember the set being 17 songs long.
They did play for an hour, so maybe their songs are just short.
Yeah, and I guess I was going to say that. I didn't say that about Wednesday 13. Typically, it's Doors, and then an hour later, it's the show. This did start 10 minutes before that hour time
frame.
It
started at 6:50. Yeah.
And then Wednesday 13 played for 40 minutes.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, that's actually pretty good for your first opener.
Yeah.
These guys, the Birthday Massacre, they played about an hour, I want to say, an hour, 10 minutes or so.
Hour and 10 maybe. Yeah.
Yeah. So it was a long set, and they've bit 17 songs in there. So it's a pretty good.
You want me to read them?
Yeah. Go ahead and read off their set list.
Night Shift, Counterpain, Precious Hearts, Stars and Satellites, Superstition, The Vanishing Game, One, Sleep Tonight, All of Nothing, Dead, Crush, Destroyer, Blue, Happy Birthday, In the Dark, Pins and Needles, and they ended with Red Stars.
You knew nothing about
Nope.
Birthday Massacre or Lord of the Lost going into this.
Nope.
I've been saying Lords of the Lost. It's just Lord of the Lost.
Like, I'm pretty sure every time I think about the show, I'm like, oh, we're going to see Wednesday 13 on the 31st. Like, that's what I always thought of. And kind of in my brain, I was just like, I'm going to see Wednesday 13. The other 2 bands, cool. Like, we're not going to leave, but I want to see Wednesday 13.
Yeah, for sure. 100% agree. And going into this show, I listened to Lord of the Lost as well as Birthday Massacre.
Okay.
I think we went out to the Burbs for some reason. I can't remember what. And on the train ride out there, I was listening to both of those bands. And we said this before. We said this earlier tonight on one of the songs, Motionless in White, how we don't like to listen to music ahead of time because it, adjusts our opinion of the band. Well, I kind of wanted to get away from that and try it out differently on this show. So I listened to Lord of the Lost. I loved them ahead of time going in. Then I listened to the Birthday Massacre, and I did not like it at all, really. And I was like, fuck, Karen's going to hate this so much. And
you didn't tell me.
I could have sworn I told you Lord of the Lost is heavy. They have some really good heavy bits. I think you'll like them. Birthday Massacre, they have heavy elements, but much softer.
Yeah.
I think that's what I told you or something along those lines. And you have a new favorite band you discovered this night.
Yeah, Lord of the Lost I love.
Not the Birthday Massacre?
No, in my ears. So some of the instrumental parts I really liked because they got a little heavier and like a little it's like just rock music. I mean, they're a Canadian rock band. That's what Wikipedia has them as. Not like a goth rock, nothing like that. Just rock.
Really?
Yes. So I think some of the instrumental parts go a little bit heavier than rock in my mind, especially like the guitar parts and stuff. They have some metalish guitar parts. But once her vocals come in, it is pop rock all the way. Like in my ears, it's just pop rock, and I could not do it. Like,
so there were definitely chunky elements in like the guitar riffs.
Yeah.
And I agree with you. I loved those a lot.
Yeah.
And then they would go into like the softer elements with the instruments as well. And I loved that sort of balance and woven like in and out of like the hard chunky elements and then more into like the more melodic. I really, really do love that. Mm-hmm. And I did pick up on that going into it, like when I listened to them on Spotify before the show, but for some reason it still did not click with me for some reason. And I don't know why. I feel like I should really like this music. I feel like I would really like this under the right circumstance. I just haven't found that right circumstance. And I don't know what it is, but there's something about it that is just really eating at me too.
The pop vocals?
I see, and I'm fine with her vocals too, because
it seemed like a pop show with rock music.
all right, so
I just didn't care for that.
sure, focusing on the music alone, I did like the vocals. I did like the soft singing and whatnot and the clean vocals. There were times where she would try to do like a growl.
She
or,
had a couple, yes.
and
yes.
Again, that fit really well. And we've talked about other bands that do that sort of melodic to heavy
That wasn't
sort of
this,
vibes.
though.
It was and it wasn't. It wasn't a Ginger by any means.
Oh, I'm not saying Ginger.
No, but like I think that's the kind of, like, I want it to be that type of melodic into soft. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but this could have been good too. So from a music standpoint, I like what they're doing, or I feel like I should like what they're doing, but I don't for some reason.
Yeah.
The show aspect, what got me was she was just way too fucking happy. Like, why are you so happy? Don't be happy. Like, and I get it. We talk about like Jamie Josta coming out and just grinning ear to ear.
Yeah.
But then he's screaming, destroy everything as he's screaming. Like it's like a melodic happiness, not melodic, whatever. Where he's
mental
like,
happiness.
no, like you're kind of fucked up in the head and you want to watch something get destroyed.
Oh.
Like there's a word that starts with M, not medieval. Whatever. That's the kind of happiness I see Jamie Johnson, like, destroy everything. Just like watching the world burn, like, yeah. But being happy, but also just being happy to see like the people out there moshing. You know what I mean? She comes out and she's like waving in the crowd and like, oh, hey, how are you? And like doing like the little ear thing. That must be a gimmick or something they do.
Because everybody was doing that with their hands. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, I don't get it.
So I don't know. I feel like this is music for some reason, I think this is music I should like, but I don't like for one reason. And it's a weird thing for me.
Yeah. It's not a band I'm going to listen to again or go see again. It's not on my list.
We're going to put them on the playlist this year.
That's fine.
And you can just skip it as it goes through.
It
or maybe it will be a little better on the recorded version versus the live version.
I don't know, maybe.
I don't think it will be for you.
The first like 2 or 3 songs, I was like, oh, I just don't like this because it's female vocals. But then as it went on, I'm like, no, this is too pop. I'm saying poppy too much, but it's not poppy like the artist poppy.
Yeah.
It's like pop rock.
It's like yeah. It's like what you'd hear on like the radio for like the pop station and whatnot.
Yeah, with rock elements. And I'm like, I don't know. No, I don't like this.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. I want to keep giving them a chance. I don't know if I will, but it's a lot of people were there for it and they were loving it, and that's great to see. It was awesome to see so many people enjoying this and really loving it. It was disappointing to see them all leave.
Yeah, and not stay. Yeah.
And not stay for Lord of the Lost, because I feel like Lord of the Lost, skipping ahead a little bit, was just so fucking phenomenal.
Yeah. Camera died.
So yeah, then going into Lord of the Lost, you were like, let's give them 3 songs and I'm done.
Oh yeah, pretty much. Well, you had mentioned that you were hungry, and so in my mind I was like, well, after like 3 or 4 songs we can just go and go make our dinner or whatever. But I changed my mind very quickly. Within like 3 seconds.
3 seconds.
Well, maybe a minute, but
a minute into their set.
Yeah.
What do they start with then for their set?
Bazaar, I Will Die in It, Damage, Prison, Drag Me to Hell, I Hate People, with Wednesday 13, Blood for Blood, Priest, On This Rock, I Will Build My Church, Laurely, Blood and Glitter, Light Can Only Shine in the Darkness, The Look, which is a Roxette cover, and then they ended with The Things We Do for Love.
And within that same time frame, I hadn't bought a tour shirt, and we're trying not to buy tour shirts because we have a lot of them. But a part of me was like, fuck that, I want to get a tour shirt for this band. So I went up to merch. Unfortunately, they were out of mediums, larges, and extra larges. So I was like,
nothing that's gonna fit us.
Yeah, so I'm like, fuck that, I'm not gonna get
Even
a tour
medium
shirt.
would have just went in the box.
I would have bought it though, honestly.
Yeah.
Even a XL, like I don't like to get those, but I would have got that.
XLs are okay. Like
yeah.
My size of this one shirt is an XL, and I wear it.
So I was like, fuck it, whatever, I'll get that. But all those were sold out. I was like, God damn it. So I ended up buying 2 of the CDs that they have. So like, fuck it, at least I'm supporting them by buying merch from them as well as buying CDs. Because now we have our CD player up that we can play them on, which maybe after this when we're making dinner, that's what we'll listen to.
Yeah.
In any case, yeah, so I ran up there, got that real quick. There was quite a bit of a line for merch, but that was all for the Birthday Massacre. Even when we got there, there was a huge ass line going all the way down the stairs. I don't think I've ever seen a Concord merch line that long.
Not that long, no.
Out this, because the merch is on the
Second
balcony on stage, right on the balcony side, and the line was going down the stairs, down the 2 levels of stairs, and out into the floor. And I was like, God damn, that's a long ass fucking merch line. But I fucking love them. This set was so fucking good, so much fun. They are that black rock. They do have metal elements for sure. They call themselves metal as well, which I get. There are definitely metal elements. But it's they lean into that sort of black vibe, that sort of, I don't want to say satanic vibe, but I got a heavier ghost vibe from them.
Like, a different type of ghost vibe. Ghost is the poppy singing ghost, which I just made fun of a poppy band for not liking them, but that's the ghost vibe. Yeah. Where this is more of like the dark side of. Yeah, it's got sort of similar imagery, I would say, in their own sort of way, but also kind of rocky and fun and catchy songs that they're singing, especially like the look, the cover from like the 90s. That's like a classic 90s pop song, I think. Maybe 80s. I don't know when the fuck that song came out, but like as soon as they're playing, it's like, oh, I know this fucking track. Really kind of cool to see them do that as a cover. And also when they came out and they were saying about, I hate people, I hate this, I hate, like just going over how they hate people. And they were changing to like, I hate people who tell you what you can wear and what you can't wear, who tell you who you can love and who you can't love, using I hate people in a positive sort of way, right? And I sort of nudge you like, this is the Wednesday 13 track. And sure enough, I was wondering if he'd come out, and he still was out in his full garb and everything, which again, it makes it weird to me that he's the first opener and having to stick around in that same, he's got to be hot and sweaty and bullshit and whatnot. Maybe he has 2 sets of clothes.
That's what he wears all the time. That's really what he looks like just on the street. Which I think that'd be fucking awesome for sure. But super awesome band. I love their shit. Again, I listened to them on the train, and a lot of their stuff I noticed, at least on the top songs on Spotify, they're all like singles. They don't have too many albums out.
That's interesting.
And I think that's just the way it's going now, where everybody releases singles and singles and singles, which kind of sucks, but you can't buy physical media that way. But they do have some albums, and obviously we picked up 2 CDs, so I don't know. I'm sure they played some of those songs. I don't know their songs well enough to tell you like what one's what necessarily. Other than I loved the vibe of the music, and I wanted to see them ever since hearing the music. Well, I bought the tickets before that, but afterwards I was just more pumped for this show.
You were ready to see them, yeah. I think you showed me one thing where it was like a COVID show. Well, we're assuming it was a COVID show because of how the stage setup was, and we had seen a couple of those where it's like a square stage. And
that was on the Thunderflex I was talking about earlier.
Okay. I don't remember the vibe I got or anything like that. I can picture it in my head that we watched it, but I feel like we only watched like a minute.
We did, because I was like, holy fuck, this is awesome. I don't want this to ruin again my expectations of the live show. Because it was sort of this, it looked like it was an overhead view, if I remember correctly. It's been a little while since we watched it. It was sort of an overhead view down, and 4 of the members were in this square arrangement. So there's 2 keyboardists, you had their drummer there, and you had like a bass player there or something. And they're all arranged in this like square sort of configuration. And that first track was, I believe, very heavy on like the tom drums, where they're just like like the keyboardist and the drummer are just like beating away on the tom drums in this like rhythmic sort of tribal sort of chant type drumming. And I was like, holy fuck, this is awesome. And they also had like those all black context lenses.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Giving you some vibes for sure.
No, I don't mind them. Like, I think you thought that I didn't like them.
Okay, I thought you said like those are throwing me off, or I wasn't
they're just
enjoying
like kind of trippy.
Yeah,
like,
maybe that's what it was.
It's not like, I mean, I don't mind them. It's just it's weird for my brain to comprehend the eyes. I don't know if that makes sense.
Yeah. So it looks weird and trippy to you.
Yeah.
Other elements, I guess, from the show that I do remember, at least for the first few songs, I felt like they were structured the same way, just going to their music as a whole, where they would play a bit of the song, and then 3/4 of the way, almost to the end of the song, everything would just stop. And they'd have a pause for a couple of seconds, and then they'd go back into the next chorus. And I was like, the last song was just that structured that same way. And they played the next song. I was like, that was just structured the same way. So that, like, I was getting not frustrated with that, but it was like, all right,
okay.
you're following, you just rinse and repeat now. You're changing a little bit of the music, but the structure of how the song flows is the same. That's one call out from just listening to those first few tracks for sure.
Okay.
And it was within that first little area. I think everything before I Hate People, or a few of the ones before that did. It was cool, as we said, to see Wednesday 13 come out again. That was awesome. I don't know. It was a lot of fun. Their stage vibe was really good too. They used the stage really, really well.
Yeah. They mentioned their first show ever. Was at Reggie. Well, not ever, but in Chicago was at Reggie's
in 2014.
2014, I think he said. And he was like, it was a small ass stage with a manhole in the middle, which is true. I mean, that's all there.
I'm trying to think if I've seen that manhole.
There's a carpet over it.
Is there? Okay.
Yeah. Which back in 2014 though might not have had a carpet.
But I'm trying to think. We've been to another show where somebody called that out as well. A different band is like, man, we were here a while ago and we played Reggie's and there's a fucking manhole cover on the middle of the stage. And as soon as you said that, I was like, somebody's fucking said that. I've heard that before. I don't know.
And then they played, and then I don't think they were back between then and Riot Fest 2024.
They said they played Riot Fest last year.
Riot
Fest last year.
Yes.
Which I didn't know about. We didn't go to Riot Fest last year.
No.
The lineup wasn't our vibe. And I think there was something else.
No, it was 2024. That was the year that it was like here, and then it was in Bridgeview, and then it was back here.
That's right. So we had tickets to that.
We did have tickets, yeah. And
so
then
we would have
sold
seen them. Fuck. I wonder if they were that Sunday Metal Day.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
Fuck. All right.
Because that was a good lineup that day.
We would have been there for that day, yeah. Shit, that would have been fun.
We should have got up early and drove back for that day. Anyways, but yeah, like as soon as they started playing, his voice, like, I don't know what it is, but it goes so well with the music, and I don't know. It was so good. I don't have descriptives to explain it.
I don't either. Like, it's got this sort of, and they're a German band, so he's definitely got that German accent, which I think helps with the voice. Yeah. And it's sort of soothing, melodic, deep.
Yes, there's a soothing aspect to it.
Very dark in terms of, like, when you hear it, you're thinking like, oh, like I think of like Dracula for some reason, of like, that's what the vibe I get is like, no, but just like to me, like from like past movies and stuff, that's sort of what the vibe I get is like this. I don't know. Same thing you're saying. I don't know the right words to describe the voice, but it fits the music so well. Yeah. Like, I don't know.
One of the first things I thought was like, I would like to go to sleep to this music, which I know it sounds stupid. I don't want to be like, oh, this music's going to put me to sleep. But I think just the soothing aspect of it. But then I listened to it this morning on Spotify, and I didn't get that same feeling.
Right.
So Spotify doesn't really bring his vocals out like it does in the live show, which is why I absolutely love seeing the live performance before listening to Spotify or listening to the music.
Another reason.
Yeah, just another reason. Yeah. But you do get some of the vibes on Spotify, or, you know, like, I'm saying Spotify, but like on the recordings. But
were they also different tracks maybe?
I don't know. Yeah, I didn't look up. I don't know what I listened to on Spotify.
Yeah, I don't know. Again, I don't know the tracks either, but those first few tracks were definitely like the collabs or those singles that were out.
Oh, okay, and there were, so maybe that's it.
And there were a lot more collabs.
There was a lot of collabs, yes, where it wasn't just them. And one's like kind of techno, and I'm like, no, I don't like this. Yeah,
they do have some of that vibe too, which I like as well.
I know you do, but
to me, I can't remember what song it was. There's one song they played that had techno-y bits to it as well, and I was like, it feels German to me. It feels, again, Electric Callboy is a German band as well, and they have a lot more technical techno elements to their music as well. And to me, it's just like, might just be like a German thing to throw that techno aspect of things in. And Rammstein has Flocka, who can, I guess, do some of the techno elements.
Yeah, that's true. It's Schweier.
Oh,
United. I can't say that. It's a German word.
They're on Spotify too. They do have a couple tracks that are sung in German, which they didn't play any this night, I don't think, which I wish they would have. Yeah. I think that would have been really cool to see. I
did see on Wikipedia that Blood and Glitter won the Euro. Euro, is it Eurovision?
Yeah, Eurovision.
2023.
Really? Yeah, okay.
Yeah. Which I saw a lot of people. Well, 5 people, which is a lot, but with like Eurovision shirts or sweaters or something like that. So
that fucking asshole loser dude next to us
yeah.
during Wednesday 13 had a Eurovision shirt on.
Yeah.
And we say that because he just walked up and started talking to this woman started talking to him.
Yeah. Well, he was walking by and she like must have known him or whatever and like grabbed him and then they had a full blown conversation.
Well, she didn't know him and he didn't know her. Somehow she knew him from something.
Okay.
Because eventually he's like, "What's your name?" I think it said Clara or something like that.
I didn't hear that part, but
I did because they were having a full blown loud conversation.
So in front of them was another guy who sang every single Wednesday 13 song. He was having a blast and he ended up leaving as well.
Yeah.
So I'm assuming they pissed him off too.
It's like
I knew Wednesday 13 was almost done and I didn't say anything, but I so badly wanted to be like, can you hold your conversation for 5 minutes? They're going to be off this stage in 5 minutes.
Yeah. And the woman that she was talking, she was really fucking into it too. She was dancing and singing.
Yeah.
And like, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Like the asshole dude was clearly there to see Lord of the Lost because he was the one holding up the scarf.
Yeah.
And it's when you went to the bathroom, he's talking about how, we have one of our members, I think Klaus is his name, isn't here. He's suffering through depression. We think the best thing to do is just give him the space, let him recover and work through what he needs to work through without the pressure of being like, you have to go on tour with us. Like, you go do what you need to do. It's fine. Take care of yourself. We will be here when you're ready to come back type thing. And he was holding up like a scarf that said something like music brings us together or some shit that. And he the lead singer of Lord of the Lost finally called. We need to get better with these names. Yeah.
Chris, I think his name is.
Chris is his name.
Well, he goes by Lord, but
does he go by Lord?
Yeah. Chris Lord Harms. Yeah.
Chris Lord Harms, just like a corpse grinder.
Yes.
Go by your stage name. Anywho, Lord calls him out and like, yes, music brings us, or whatever the fuck the scarf said. And the only thing I saw when I saw this, like, this motherfucker was running his mouth the entire time. Clearly, you're not here to see Wednesday 13, but shut the fuck up. Other people clearly are. Yeah. We fucking hate people who run their mouths during concerts. Yeah. It's rude to the band and to the other people around you. Save your fucking conversation for later, basically.
Especially when they're almost done playing. Like,
who cares when they're? Yeah, you don't know when they're going to be done, but at the same time, like, shut the fuck up, I guess.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like,
yeah,
you can wait 5 minutes. That's what I'm saying. Not like,
yes,
not like, especially when they're almost done, but like, just wait 5 minutes. It's fine.
Yeah, exactly. In any case, it was a fucking awesome show. I really dug this show.
I loved it. I can't wait to see them again. I know it's gonna be a long time probably before we see them again, but yeah, they're going to Europe after this. We did look up the dates because we will be on a family trip.
Yep.
Like a week after we're there, I think.
I think so. Yeah. Like a week after we're gone, they're gonna be in the same spot.
Yeah. So it just happens to miss where we're gonna be, but and
like I said, I definitely had darker, heavier Ghost vibes. So I could see people who are really into Ghost being really into this.
That's true.
And I could see them not necessarily blowing up, but getting a much larger.
I hope so.
To playing venues like the Radius or the Big Room at the Rave or the Salt Shed here in town.
But I do have to say, without the Birthday Massacre, I don't think they would have sold out.
Yes, that's the other thing. Like
I saw so many people.
Yes.
Like maybe stay for like 1 or 2 songs and they left.
I mean,
it's like.
Yeah,
that's just not us.
Yes, we have done that before. We have left, where we didn't enjoy the music, or for personal reasons, or the venue sucks, like House of Blues.
Oh yeah, House of Blues we leave all the time.
Yeah, like
we'll go for the one band we want to see and then we'll leave.
But we do try to give it more than 1 or 2 songs.
Yeah, we do.
I think the last time we left was KO Dots.
Oh yeah.
And I was not vibing with that.
I would have stayed.
You should have said like, let's just fucking stay.
It's fine.
I was cold. I wasn't into the music. The second band pissed me off.
Yeah. I know. But like you said, we give it, not that we're better than other people, but like we do give it more than just 1 second.
We try to.
Or one track.
Yeah. So maybe you're right. Maybe without the Birthday Massacre, it wouldn't have been as successful. I'm just urging people to check out this band. This band's really fucking awesome.
Sure.
If you're into Ghost, I think you'd really fucking dig this shit. So
it was a highlight of my night. I mean, I almost said life.
Like I was gonna say, you did show me a text or something you wrote out on your phone and showed it to me, like best concert of the year.
Yeah.
It's only our 5th concert or something.
We talked about doing, because we do our year-end recaps, And we sometimes fill that in the morning before we
Not
record.
sometimes, every time we fill that in the morning.
Sometimes we do it like the night before.
Sure.
But anyways, and we forget about shows. So this year you said we should start a list. So KO Dot was our best concert of the year because it was the first concert we saw. I don't know. And so in my mind, this is the best concert. So it's the top of the list for the year.
Yeah.
But it will be on the list of best shows.
For a while, at least. We don't know what the year's going to bring. There could be 6 other best shows for you.
Well, then I'm going to have 7 because this is going to be on my list.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we'll see where it falls at the end of the year. Which is really shocking to say that you know, given the state of the Birthday Massacre, that Lord of the Lost can be that impactful for sure, I guess.
Yeah. Because my opinion is the only one that matters. No, I did, though, think, like, well, we can leave after, like, 15 minutes. Like everybody else that left. But
yeah, that's true.
as soon as I heard it, I was like, nope, we're staying.
We were just bitching on people for leaving after the 15 minutes, and you were kind of in that mindset.
Yeah, it was.
Anyway, I think wraps up our main topic of the evening.
It was a little longer than I thought we would talk, but
Yeah. We talked about possibly if we see 2 shows in a week doing both of those, we might not be doing that.
no.
It still varies. If it's a Lamb of God show and like a 3 Days Grace show, like we've seen both of those many times. We can probably wrap both of those up pretty quickly.
And not talk about the actual show, just talk about their lineups or whatever. Yeah.
But who knows? We'll keep playing with this a little bit, this new segment structure and whatnot. But that was the music we saw this week, and we usually end our shows by saying we'll see you at a show down the road. So before we get to that final goodbye, let's talk about those shows that are coming up down the road with the concert calendar.
Quite a few announcements this week. So.
Yeah, a lot of announcements this week. The first of which is Alice Cooper with Alice's Attic US tour. Very sort of short tour. No, not really. It's about a month long, but we're not going to make any of these work. We've also seen Alice Cooper before with the Freaks on Parade a couple years ago. I'm glad we got to see him. Don't get me wrong. Not a show I necessarily need to see again. It's one of those, you're iconic, you're classic. I respect what you did, where you come from, and what you've done for music as a whole. I saw you live once. I'm kind of good with it. Also, I don't think there was any opener announced for those shows, which is really weird.
Oh, interesting. So the tour is going to start in San Antonio, Texas on April 14th and end in Camden, New Jersey on May 9th. And going all over the place.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Well, not the West Coast, though.
No West Coast. You are correct.
No, they come to the Midwest because they're going to be in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. But
yeah, I did see that one. Like, ooh, that'd be kind of cool if we can make that work. I don't think we can, but that would be like a fun one to see.
Yeah, I think Topeka, Kansas might be the furthest west show.
That Light Energy Powerhouse. That's where we saw Breaking Benjamin.
Yes.
And there's a record store down there that's really cool that has cassette decks that we need to get. So that was one thought I had when I was like, oh, we can go there and get a cassette deck. Yeah. Next, we have Weed Eater and Conan with a co-headlining tour, sort of your sludge metal, stoner metal type shit. Yeah. I would be really fucking into
Weed
this.
Eater, didn't we?
I don't think we did. We saw Bongzilla.
Oh, okay.
Maybe that's what you're thinking of?
Okay, maybe.
But this kicks off on March 30th at Louisville, Kentucky, and ends April 27th in Greensburg, North Carolina, with Rock Island in there at a brewery.
Oh, cool.
I don't think we can make that one work, but that would be a cool one to check out. Right, we're in Italy for that.
Yeah.
The next one we have Alpha Wolf with Let It Rip. Joining them on support, we have Gideon, Mugshot, and Resolve.
That's a heavy show.
Have we seen Alpha Wolf?
No, we haven't seen Alpha Wolf, but Gideon was on the boat.
Gideon, that would be a boat show, yeah. So this kicks off in Atlanta, Georgia on May 6th and ends June 6th in California.
Oh, okay.
No shows here in Chicago, but they are in Des Moines at Woolies, and they are up at Milwaukee in the Rave. Yeah. So those would be cool shows.
Maybe we can add that to the list.
Maybe. I want to see Gideon. I liked Gideon on the boat.
Yeah, they were fun. Yeah.
And it's a boat show, so I can wear my vest. Next, we have a European tour with David Ellison doing the Bass Warrior European Tour, playing Countdown to Extinction in full. I'm not a fan of necessarily these albums in full. I've said that in the past. I'm my mind has shifted a little bit where I'm not as hateful toward them as I used to be. But the Megadeth album Countdown to Extinction is one of my favorite of theirs.
Oh, okay.
So that would be a lot of
So
fun.
this one's okay for you.
Yeah, it's weird. Like I need my relationship with the album in full tours is evolving. Let's say that.
Okay.
But yeah, he was the bassist for Megadeth for quite some time, and he's going on tour playing that album in full in Europe. Kicking off on March 12th in Rome, Italy, and ending March 29th in
Milan, Italy.
Milan, Italy. Yes.
But going to other places besides Italy.
Yes. A lot of Italy, but yes, other places.
That
What
must
is
just
it?
be the flight.
Yeah. Italy, Austria, Czech Republic, Slovakia, Germany, Netherlands, Belgium, Switzerland, and then Italy, ending it off there. I guess that makes sense, the flight aspect of
Yeah,
things.
I don't know. I was just saying that.
Yeah.
I can't remember who I feel like it was a band that we talked to that said like they plan it around major airports.
Paleface Swiss.
Is that who?
Well, at their show, they said they always fly in and out of Chicago for their tours. So they either start in Chicago or end in Chicago. Yeah.
For some reason, I thought it was a personal conversation we were having with somebody.
Maybe there was, and I just don't. It's not hitting the bell for me.
I think it was that Paleface Swiss show.
Okay.
Yeah.
The next tour is There Was a Light Here U.S. tour with Convictions and Cultists as your support for Demon Hunter.
Is this like the Demon Hunter?
It's Demon Hunter. Are you thinking of K-pop Demon Hunter?
Yeah.
It's not K-pop
Okay,
Demon
good.
Hunter. This is, I believe, a death metal.
Because I was going to say, no, we're not talking about this. I'm going to cut this out.
No, I threw this in here because I was like, oh, Demon Hunter. Karen or other people might be like, K-pop Demon Hunter, especially with how big that is right now.
Yeah.
A movie I still have not watched. I want to watch it, but we'll see. Anyway, Demon Hunter, that's their tour. There once was a light here. Again, kicking off on April 24th in Little Rock, Arkansas, ending on May 17th in Columbus, Ohio at Sonic Temple. So yeah, that one's just Demon Hunter only. They also play Welcome to Rockville, only Demon Hunter there, but otherwise it's those other two bands along with them. After that, we have the Decibel 2026 tour. I saw this a couple years ago. They came through Chicago.
2024.
You
I was
didn't.
in Ireland.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think we saw them last year. We were busy. I think they do this every year. But they have their two big beer and metal shows in Philly and Denver. The last few years, they've been doing them pretty regularly, those two places. Philly in the spring. Denver is in December, kickoff of the holiday season for us, typically, as what we've sort of called it. But anyway, they then do a spring summer tour as well. This year we have who do we have this year, Karen? I was going to read off the name and I could not pronounce that.
Cryptopsy, Necrot, Fushi, and Blood Monolith.
Blood Monolith. I believe tickets for this are on sale right now. They start off in Maine. Is that MA?
Yeah. Worcester, Maine.
That's April.
No, that's Massachusetts.
Sorry. Really, not only bad with words and English, I'm bad with geography and shit like that. Anyway, April 30th, they're kicking that off at where Karen said earlier. They're ending May 28th in Montreal, Quebec. May 30th, they are here in Chicago.
I only know how to say Worcester because I said Worcester because there's a metal fest there. Can't remember what it's called, but I saw it when we were with people who are from Boston area, and they're
okay.
They're like Worcester, and I'm like, no, Worcester.
Any case,
Lounge.
this year in Chicago, they're in Bottom Lounge. When I saw them there at Reggie's, and I remember that show felt oversold.
Yeah, you said there was no room to even walk to the bar and anything.
Yeah, and my foot was fucking killing me. I had like a flare up with gout or some shit, and it was fucking destroying me. So I left early because of that reason. Talking about leaving early, I also just got back from Italy or Ireland. So yeah, I don't know. In any case, I don't know if Bottom Lounge is bigger or smaller than
it's bigger.
Reggie's.
It's bigger than Reggie's, yeah.
This would be a fun show, so we might be able to make that one work. Following that, though, we do have Napalm Death on their North American tour with Dead Guy and Primitive Man.
Primitive Man's coming up at Reggie's here.
Yes, they are.
A couple weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's kicking off May 7th in Daytona Beach, Florida at Welcome to Rockville. And then it's ending on June 16th in Vancouver, British Columbia.
So looking at this, it looks like sometimes it's Primitive Man and Dead Guy, and only Primitive Man. And then there's a Boston show with Acid Bath and Pig Destroyer.
Yeah, so it kind of is choose your own adventure.
Yeah.
Most of them are either going to be Primitive Man or Dead Guy, or Primitive Man and Dead Guy, with a few exceptions in there for sure.
Yeah. The 6/6 date on this announcement says to be announced, but that's from Milwaukee Metal Fest.
Did this come out before?
It must have been.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's announced now. Because they're doing two sets at Milwaukee Metal Fest.
Which I don't think we put that on this particular call out, but the lineup for Milwaukee Metal Fest is finalized.
Yep.
That's been sort of trickling through and whatnot.
I didn't like how they did it this year, where they like announced one band a day for the last 2 months, and I'm like,
I get it.
I get it too.
It keeps the hype going.
In my opinion, I don't care for it.
Warped Tour right now is doing the same thing, I think. They're announcing one band a day for the next month or so. Seriously? As well. They did that last year too, I think, but they're doing it again this year. They've announced their first few headliners and whatnot, or first few bands at least. I think Sum 41's one of them or whatnot. We'll probably talk about that once the final lineup's announced, and not every week bring up like, here's who's been added. So once that gets finalized, then we'll probably talk about it a little bit.
I wonder if we'd ever do Warped Tour.
Yeah, it'd be interesting.
It's a little bit different crowd than we're used to.
It's weird because it is and it isn't. Like the Black Dahlia Murders.
I understand that bands go that we listen to. I'm saying the crowd is a little bit different than what we're used to.
Okay, yes. Agreed with that. Agreed with that. I thought you meant the tour as a whole, which I'm like, no. It feels like a traveling Riot Fest almost. Yeah.
Yeah, where sometimes there's like two heavy bands, and then
there's shit we could really enjoy, and then there's shit that you could just find like that's not that bad.
Yeah.
I guess that's a good way to put it. I didn't think about it that way. Anyway, moving on. Obituary's out with a new tour, Out of the Swamp Springs tour, with support varying, but includes Acid Bath, which I think we may have announced this in the past, or it's been announced in the past. This is pretty short, really. It starts in March 19th in Florida. And then I think it ends May 29th in New Orleans. Have we said this one already? Well, so I think we said something about Acid Bath. This is just Obituary adding on to it and whatnot.
Oh, okay.
The announcement of like who's going to be where is really difficult for me to read and understand. So I just added support varies. I really hate these choose your own adventures where you have to like go through and figure out like, this symbol means that this band's here, but this band isn't, and blah, 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 blah. I don't know. I get what you're saying. I do really like this name. The name of the tour is really fucking cool, Out of the Swamp, because, I mean, they are from Florida, so out of the swamps they go.
Aren't they from New Orleans?
No, Acid Bath, I think, is from New Orleans. Oh, okay. Obituary comes from that, like, Tampa Bay death metal scene with, like, Cannibal Corpse and all that, I think. Okay. Next, we have the Next, we have the Black Veil Brides doing a North American tour with From Ashes to New, TX2, and A December Falls.
As December Falls.
That's correct. That's the one.
I remember seeing From Ashes to New, and we did not enjoy them.
Did we see them?
Yeah,
I couldn't remember.
With 3 Days Grace and with 3 Days Grace and Shinedown, like maybe 3 years ago or whatever.
Yeah, that was our first vlog.
Yeah. Oh, was it?
Yeah,
oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were the first opener.
With the rap, like the two singers and some rap, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It wasn't my favorite thing. Yeah.
Yeah, I did not enjoy that.
Black Veil Brides we've seen before. We didn't care for them either, so.
And I've seen TX2 with Ice Nine Kills, and I did not necessarily care for them either.
So I think this will probably not be on our list.
They are going to be in Chicago, so, I mean, I think they're out in Rosemont, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, interesting.
But
Black Veil Brides isn't big enough to play Rosemont.
Maybe it's not Rosemont. I don't know. But they're starting off April 25th in Riverside, California, ending May 30th in Worcester, Massachusetts.
Now you know how to say that. Worcester.
Worcester. I can't say Massachusetts.
Massachusetts?
Yeah, I can't say that. Sorry. But yeah, like I said, they are going to be here in Chicago, then Madison as well, Minneapolis, Indianapolis, Detroit, all that fun shit. And a bunch of other cities that I'm not naming off.
Just go through the whole list.
Yeah, I'll say when we say these, we usually start with the beginning and the end, and if it's Chicago, because that's what will dictate for us.
Here in Chicago, they're at the Ramova over in that new, new reopened venue.
There's a
over in
lot of
Bridgeport.
fucking shows
Yep.
there, and we haven't been there because
And
it
it's
just opened.
heavy shows that are
Yes.
going there, which is good because at first Radius had a few heavy shows come, and now it's all EDM and rap and stuff like that. So hopefully this is another one that it's easy for us to get to as well.
Yeah.
But it's a neighborhood south of us, or two neighborhoods south of us. So hopefully it'll be.
Yeah, we'll see what it's all about. I'm excited to check this venue out.
Me too. Hopefully we don't get there and then we're like, fuck, this sucks.
That could be too. Moving along, we have Witch Club Satan, their first ever North America headlining tour with Penelope Trappist and Patriarchy. But that's not every show. It's a choose your own adventure again. So I don't know who these people are. They're Norwegian black metal. So it's like that could be kind of fun. But yeah, it is a choose your own adventure and whatnot. So for instance, in Philadelphia on May 27th, when this kicks off, they're with Penelope Trappist, kind of a cool name. And then they end June 16th with Patriarchy.
Yeah, it seems like on June 6th or June 7th, sorry, here in Chicago, Patriarchy joins them and Penelope Trappist does not.
Yeah, Penelope Trappist was the night before in Detroit on June 6th. Yep. So yeah, they'll be around the area too. That might be one we can possibly check out.
Nope, we're at Milwaukee Metal Fest.
All right, never mind. We're at Milwaukee Metal Fest.
There's too many shows like being announced on the same day. Yeah,
it's kind of weird that there's so many shows in Chicago during Milwaukee Metal Fest.
Yeah, that is interesting because it's very competitive.
It's not that far of a drive to get to Milwaukee for that show. There's been a lot of shows that we've sort of gone through and we're like, oh, that'd be really cool to see. And you're like, nope, that's Milwaukee Metal Fest. I'm like, fuck.
Well, just a lot of shows are overlapping this year, and I'm not sure why. Unless it's because we're doing this, so now we're seeing all the dates.
That could be. I mean, but I would typically do this and throw them on our schedule. Yeah. Just a couple left here. Black Label Society has a listening party in LA for their new album coming out. It's free, I think, to get tickets to. They're putting this on, I think, with Metal Injection. So there's a link to like an RSVP. It's free, they say on here. I think it's 21 and over. It's going to be on February 12th. So if you're near LA and you're interested, definitely go check out the link to see if you can register. I think it's still open as of the recording of this. But I don't know if it's sort of like a drawing based situation or what works. It does say space is very limited. So
where's the location?
The show is going to be, they did have that. Where is it?
Yeah, it just says Los Angeles.
Maybe it will be announced later then. I thought there was.
Maybe they're trying to see how many people are coming before locking in a venue.
Yeah, it just says Los Angeles. Interesting. But yeah, Black Label Society is also on tour starting February 27th in San Antonio and ending May 14th in Nashville. And I think we may have said that before in the past as well. This is just sort of for the listening party. So if you're in Los Angeles and interested, the link's there. Sign up. That'd be really cool to go to and check that out.
But
No, we're not going to make it to LA. Not for that. It'd be cool, but yeah. Another one that we've already mentioned as well, but Sun O has expanded their tour as well for shows in California and in New York.
Yep.
Not sure where those fall in this list. We talked about it before, but the first show is March 30th in San Francisco and ending in Portland on April 25th. And again, those other dates were probably just sprinkled in there. One show we're going to miss, unfortunately, is that Iowa City at the Inglart. I would have loved to have seen that.
Yeah.
Oh, the Inglart's fucking awesome. Iowa City is where we lived for a little bit of time, or we're in the area. We don't live in Iowa City.
We were downtown all the time.
It's in the Ped Mall. It's a fucking awesome area. It's a lot of fun. Then we have Static X and Dope on tour again. And this is
they only toured
the original
together.
Dope, not the new Dope that was just announced earlier in the show.
They only toured together. Like, I feel like every time we've seen Static X, Dope has been there.
Yeah, and apparently that's like part of the joke here as well, at least in this article where they're saying we're continuing our long-running connections between the two bands through their shared frontman. So I don't think Zero is the singer of Dope. I don't know if we know who Zero necessarily is.
That's true.
But it was kind of funny that it's like our long-running frontman between the two bands. This is a small tour, May 8th to, well, not very small. May 8th, they're at Welcome to Rockville. They have a couple of shows sprinkled here and there, but it goes throughout the summer, ending in August 9th.
So so it's sprinkled in, but Rockville and Sonic Temple are the first two in May, and then it goes to July. There's 2 dates in July, with Rockfest being one, and then it goes to the August shows. There's 4 shows in a row in August. So it's just kind of sprinkled in there.
Yeah,
it seems like we have to be here for this thing, so let's play something nearby.
Right, yeah. Exactly. Because they are, well, I guess Florida and Ohio's not that close.
Well, no, but those are Rockville and Sonic Temple.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So when they're at Rockfest, they're going to be in McHenry, Illinois.
Yep.
And then I don't know what's going on in August, but
yeah, all right, that makes sense. But yeah, Static X is always on tour. It feels like it felt like they were. I mean, obviously Wayne.
Oh yeah, they took like 3 years off,
and then ever since like 2019, it was like boom, 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 boom,
well, after
constantly.
COVID, yeah.
Well, sure, yeah.
Probably 2022 on. Like, there's always some.
Yeah.
Static X is always out there. Yeah, I think you saw him like 3 times on the same tour.
I think I did. It's still a fun show.
It
Dope
is fun.
was always fun.
Yeah.
Or Dope was always with them, and it's also fun.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. Oh, we didn't say this about the concert. Lord of the Lost doing the 1-person circle pit, which is just jumping in a circle.
Oh my gosh, yes. Like at first when he said like 1-person circle pit, I'm like, what's that? And
That's
then
when
you
I
like started turning in
walked
circles.
in a circle.
Yeah.
Like just turn in a circle. I did not put the
I
jumping.
wanted it to look a lot cooler than what it did. Because we were kind of like in the back for the show. Which was nice because during Birthday Massacre I just sat on that bench thing or on that box thing. But like I wanted the crowd to look a lot cooler, but it didn't look.
It was cool for like 30 seconds, and then everybody stopped jumping.
Yeah.
We have one show left that was announced. A friend of ours from Ohio sent us the 3 Inches of Blood show here at Reggie's. Yep. It's going to be with Rafe and the Fer de Lance. Rafe and Fer de Lance we have both seen.
Yep.
And they're both from Chicago, I believe.
We've seen 3 Inches of Blood.
Have we seen 3 Inches of Blood too?
It was either at a Decibel show or at Milwaukee Metal Fest. I just don't know which one.
Okay.
So. I think Milwaukee Metal Fest.
So that will be a really, really fun show.
Yeah. Well, I looked this up because I wasn't quite sure. I had seen this, and then our friend from Ohio did send it to us as well and said, like, hey, you should check this out. But I did look up because I was like, oh, is this the only show that they're doing? And it seems like it's the only show announced.
I saw that too. Yeah. But that wraps it up, I think. That's a lot of shows that were announced this week. There's a lot of shows coming up, a lot of cool shit out there.
This is a long episode, so
yeah.
We'll work on this.
Yeah, we'll try to cut this down. Maybe, I don't know. We'll figure out some way to cut this down for sure. The music was fucking great this week. Lord of the Lost was such a great fucking show. And a lot of, like I said, a lot of cool shows coming up. So get out there, check out some live music, and hopefully we'll see you at the next show.
Bye.